Hey guys, how's it going? It's Molly. I am here today to do my first ever ranking video. I have watched a few of these. I honestly don't know who started this. I know I've seen Samantha March do them, and I believe, oh gosh, I can't remember who else I've watched, but this is a type of video that's been floating around YouTube for a while, and I today wanted to sit down and rank my eyeshadow palettes that are fall-esque. So warm toned, beautiful eyeshadow palettes. So let's just go ahead and get started. Let me back up a second. The first thing that I want to mention is I like all of these, even the one at the bottom. Okay, so it's these. None of these are bad palettes. But I just like some of them more than others. Some like give me more joy than others do when I use them. So let's go ahead and start at the bottom. How many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 12 palettes and then an honorary mention. I wanted to keep it to like 10, but I kept finding more that I wanted to talk about. So the first palette, the one at the very bottom of the list, is the new Too Faced Pumpkin Spice palette. Let's talk about the strengths first. Color story, beautiful. I bought this specifically for this row of purples and mauves at the top. I absolutely love that there's purples included in a fall palette because that's a legitimate color for fall. There's, what is that tree? An autumn purple ash. If you Google image autumn purple ash, they're beautiful. So color story. The other thing that I like about this palette is the mattes. The mattes are wonderful. They blend out well. They're pigmented. They don't muddy on the eyes. They're really nice mattes. So if you are attracted to these mattes specifically, then you should consider purchasing this. If you're wanting this for the shimmers though, I don't know that you need it. The thing about the shimmers, first of all, the formula is inconsistent throughout the palette. Like this formula for this shimmer is completely different than the formula for this shimmer. The majority of the shimmers are very dry and they take a lot of building up. So now if you want just like a wash of shimmer, then these would be fine. But if you are like me, and from what I gather, a lot of people, you're probably going to need to use a wet brush and or a glitter glue. Good Lord, my brain. So because of that, I'm just not, I don't know. And the other thing with the dry shimmer formula, first of all, look at that. I don't know if you guys can tell, but you can see that it's flaky on my fingers. Now I just put lotion on, so they're probably going to swatch beautifully. Yep. But it doesn't translate that well on the eye. I'm going to do a few more swatches. I want to swatch some of the mattes for you guys because the mattes are honestly where it's at. Of course, they're not swatching all that well because I just put lotion on. Whatever. Those colors right there are top notch. I love them so much. So the other thing, because the shimmers are so dry, you end up with quite a bit of fallout. I haven't tried it with a glitter glue, so I shouldn't even say that a glitter glue would help. I'm assuming that it would. And that would probably help with the fallout. So maybe that's how I need to use it. But yeah, bottom of the pack. Next, Collab Beauty. This is available at Sally Beauty. And this is a not shade for shade dupe, but it is a dupe for the ABH Modern Renaissance palette, which I'm not including. I have a different ABH palette that I'm including, and I decided to include this one, so I was like, I don't need to do both. But anyways, that's another great fall palette as well. It's heavy on the mattes, so there's mostly matte shades here, and like 2 shimmers. But these are good quality shadows. Absolutely beautiful. This is the one shimmer, and it's a bombshell product. It's really, really good. I love this palette. So if you're looking for a dupe for Modern Ren, here you are. They have other palettes too that I would love to pick up. I just haven't gotten around to it because there's constantly new makeup releases, but they're great. I think this was only like $15. It's not very expensive at all. The mattes blend out great. Well, I guess this is a shimmer too. Sorry, I was gonna say the one shimmer is really nice. This is more, it's not really, well, it is shimmery, isn't it? I have not used this shade. I feel like I should. Oh, it'd be really pretty just a one and done for a really sultry, smoky look. Ooh, hello. Okay, I'm doing that for my makeup tomorrow. Sorry, buddy. I just scared the baby. He is so tired. We have hit the 6-week sleep regression. Lord of mercy. This boy has barely napped in the past 2 days. He's exhausted and he's going through a growth spurt too. So he's just like nursing constantly and he needs to sleep. So he's finally napping a little bit. Like he would only nap in my arms, which I'm not complaining about. Who doesn't want to snuggle with a newborn? But you know, sometimes you want to do other things like film a video. So here we are. Okay, next. I'm losing my stuff. I don't know where it is. Okay. Next, Melt Gemini. I almost dropped it. Oh my gosh. This is beautiful. It's not at the very tippy top of the list because, again, the shimmers are just not my kind of formula. They're drier. They're also kind of crumbly on the eyes. I don't know how to explain it really. It doesn't provide like a smooth sort of shimmer. It's more flaky. And I don't like that. But these mattes are insane. So good. One of my favorite matte formulas ever created. They're smooth, they're pigmented, they blend beautifully. Oh my Lord, that one's not even showing up because it's near my skin tone. Oh. These are not very good swatches, let me just say. This black, you can easily use it as a liner. Like, look at that. That's amazing. I haven't used this green before. Feel like that would be a really beautiful one and done look also. Oh my gosh. This shade here, this like mustardy baby poop color. Sorry, I see a lot of that these days. I love that color. I love it. I love it. So I think if you're into a really good matte formula, look no further. And if you want these like grungy tones, this is an amazing palette. I'm going to swatch the shimmers and just kind of show you guys. Swatches probably won't even explain it. I don't know. They're swatching beautifully, but they just don't translate that well on my lid. I don't know why. But that's the palette. I think I missed one shade here. Let me put it on there. Yep, there you go. There's the palette. That's fall. That's fall in a palette right there. You've got your greens and your warm tones. That's early fall. Purples are later fall. Okay, so yeah, I'm happy that I have this. Also, the artwork is beautiful. I love it. I do. I would love to try more from Melt, but the color stories of their more recent releases just haven't really pulled me in. So I haven't gotten anything else, but this one, it's really good. Okay, next, ABH Soft Glam. This is just more of a standard warm tone palette. You've got some really beautiful shimmers. You've got great mattes. This matte formula, I think, is better than some of her newer matte formula. It blends great. It doesn't stick down. That was one of the things that I struggled with like the sultry palette is the mattes. It would just kind of stick, and then you'd have to spend forever blending it out. I don't experience that with this. They just got this shade Mulberry. It's so pretty, so pretty. And some of them are a little bit drier than others, but they still perform well. Now, some of the shades in here are repeats, like Orange Soda and Burnt Orange were both in Modern Run. So that's whatever. A couple of the shimmers I'm not crazy about. I'll show you which ones. They're just, I don't know. The formula is not, I guess they're more like standard shimmers. They're not foils. So it's the shade Glistening and Fairy. So it's these two, oh, there goes the brush. It's these two shimmers right there. I don't know what it is. And then you see over here, there's like Sultry. And it's more of a metallic foil shade. So I do really like that. And then this shade, oh my gosh, there's shades in here that I haven't really used. That shade there, hi, never used it. I don't know why. That's beautiful. So truly the color story here is just, it's a classic warm tone palette. You've got quite a bit of versatility. I won't say a lot, but you can do quite a few different looks, and I enjoy using this, and it's one that I need to use more often. Okay, next, Juvia's Place. I love this. I love this. This is the Juvia's Place. It's the Nomad by Juvia's Place. When I first got this, I was like, what am I gonna do with this? Why did I buy this? This isn't my style, blah, blah, blah. But truly, it's really pretty. Really pretty. And I've come up with some really nice looks. God, that yellow. Oh, I love it. It's mostly mattes. The yellow shade that I just swatched has like shimmer in it, which you may not be able to tell. But this one here doesn't. This is more of like just a buttercream that I think is really pretty. It's a great transition shade. The two shimmers, and one is more of like a foiled metallic, and the other one is, I don't know, a slightly different formula, are, well, the shade in the middle, obviously. Like, dude, what? That's, every time I've used this on the lid. I have not used this shimmer yet. Just because I haven't gone that sultry with my makeup in a while. But I really love the Juvia's Place formula. She's got, their mattes are great. Their shimmers knock it out of the park every time. If you want what I want in a shimmer, and if you haven't checked out Juvia's Place, which I don't know why you haven't, but you should. Okay, next, we've got Persona Identity 2. This, my mirror's all nasty. This is beautiful. The Persona eyeshadow formula is really, really good. So yeah, there's just some of the shades swatched. They're good. The shimmers are great. I feel like you can do a lot of different looks with this. I feel like I did a 3 looks 1 palette video for this. I for sure did a review. I can't remember. I'll try and remember to link it down below, so if you guys are curious, you can take a look. But the mattes, they blend. I feel like a broken record. I'm just saying the same thing about all of these palettes. The mattes are blendable. Let's talk about the color story. That's really, truly, because the formula is so good. Let's talk, the color story is a big deal. I feel like this color story is not one that you see every day. I like it when you get different elements pulled into the same palette, yet it's cohesive. I don't really like it when you just get these like random pops of color. You can make every single one of these shimmers work with all of these mattes. And that's what I love about it. So there's a lot that you can do. And it's a formula that I thoroughly enjoy working with. Next, we've got Urban Decay Born to Run. I really like this. I like these like grungier tones down here that you can get some really fun looks with, like this one and this blue. Oh, It's really, really pretty. So yeah, like that steel sort of gray shade. You can do a lot with this palette. So you've got those like kind of fun, different shades, but then you've also got your classic warm toned mattes and shimmers. Yeah, there's some more just typical fall shades that I think are really, really pretty. These mattes are fantastic. Okay, yeah, my swatches are really bad, but I'm not a swatch channel. What? They're the mattes I have found are very consistent across the board. The shimmers, there are a couple of duds, and actually maybe just one dud, and it's this purple shade in the middle called Guilt Trip. I have not had good luck with this shade. Of course, it swatches beautifully, but on the lid, I don't know. Or maybe, you know, sometimes I think that makeup isn't performing the way that it should, when really it is dependent on my mood. So take what I say with a grain of salt with that one. It's a great palette. It received great reviews. It's been on sale in the relatively recent past. So I would suggest picking it up on sale because it is a little pricey. I think it's like 50 something. I got mine on sale. I waited. Oh, Baba. He's getting all grumpy. So yeah, it's a really beautiful palette. Super versatile. You can get a lot of different looks. This would carry you through winter. You can get easy everyday looks. You can play with color. I like that in a palette. So this one I think is good. Okay, next. Urban Decay Naked Honey. This is for sure a fall palette. I mean, look at that. Would you just look at it? Really pretty. You've got a fun pop of like kind of a gold green shade right in the middle. I like that. I love, is it this shade on the, yes, this shade. I love it. I love it so much. I use that one pretty much every time I use it. It's my favorite shade in the palette. So the shimmers are very, very good. And the mattes are very, very good. So I think, you know, Urban Decay had kind of hit a dry spell, I feel like. And then they came out with this and they've been doing a lot better since then. The one criticism that I have is I don't know that there's enough variation in tone between these three shades here. Actually, that's a shimmer, so never mind. Between this shade and this shade. And then like these two are a little too similar. I wish that we went even a little deeper than this and added, you know, I don't know, like switch one of these for this shade and then go deeper. Because while this is pretty deep, it's not like crazy deep, if that makes sense. So that's my only criticism. Other than that, I thoroughly enjoy every look that I've ever created with that. And I thoroughly enjoy using it. You know, when you sit down to do your makeup, you want to feel joy. You want to be excited about the products you're using. That is definitely one that I feel excited about. Okay, Sigma, Cor de Rosa. This is very much a fall palette for me. I will say I'm not... The shimmer formula in these palettes is not like other shimmers. And I have gotten some hard pan on them already, but they still perform. So maybe it's not hard pan. Maybe it just looks weird. I don't know. But every time that I sit down to use this palette, I really like what I come up with. It's always warm toned, obviously. And you can go really soft. You can go really like sultry and intense. Some of the shimmers are more like toppers, which I think are beautiful laid over the mattes. Like these two shades here look gorgeous tapped out over a matte shade. Because they don't have like a super strong base shade, if that makes sense. And then these two shimmers, Definitely need a little bit more work, but they're really pretty. You can get a really gorgeous like sunset eye with this palette. The mattes perform fantastic. I think the matte formula is consistent throughout the palette. The shimmer formula is not. So that's something to be aware of. Okay, so then those are like 3 mattes that I swatched. The one thing that I will say is this dark brown is maybe not as pigmented as you would want it to be, but it does build up. So that is its saving grace. So if it didn't build up, I don't know that I would like this palette as well as I do, because sometimes you just want like a bang for your, you know, you want it to really just show up when you put it on. So these are wonderful. I have the Enchanted palette as well as the new one that they came out with also. I haven't played with the new one. I don't even remember what it's called. Untamed. That's what it is. And I've seen that one included in a lot of people's fall eyeshadow palette videos, but since I haven't used it, I'm not including it. Next. Oh, this is my baby. I love this one. Violet Voss, Holy Grail. So good. No, I use that shade all the time. Okay, so the shade Toffee just came out. Need I say more? Look at this. Yes, you have some cool tones, but then the rest are just these warm, beautiful oranges and berries and golds. Oh, it's so good. The shimmer formulas are not the same throughout. You've got typical like shimmers, you've got some satins, you've got some foiled shades, like Toffee is foiled. I want to say cranberry. So there's those 2 shades. They're really pretty. And then Cool Beans, it's this cool tone shade, which, okay, yeah. Fall is not a cool toned month, but dude, that is a gorgeous shade. Would you just look at it? Just look at it. Oh my God. There's some of the shades I'm not crazy about, like Crystal up at the top here and So Jelly. These 2 shades, first of all, Crystal, I don't know, maybe that's for like an inner corner. That's just straight up white, and I don't ever use it. And then this one I feel is just weak. It's the duochrome. It's a gold peach duochrome. They didn't do very well with that one, but the rest of these shades are beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. I can't. I feel like the mattes are really nice. They're easy to build up. They're easy to create like just this gorgeous, gorgeous look. So I have nothing negative to say about this palette. Like I said, well, other than what I did say. The only negative things that I have to say are just those 2 shimmer shades that I feel like just don't quite do it for me. Other than that, this palette is a lot of fun to use. Next is a bundle. This is the Sydney Grace Autumn Rain palette, Autumn Rain bundle. They used to sell it in a palette, but they don't now. I don't know. So I had to go out and get this ugly Z palette from Ulta. Ugh, I don't like it. But I needed something and I didn't want to order something and wait for shipping. But look, come on now. Would you, again, just look at it. Sorry. I love this. You've got your greens, you've got your oranges, you've got some pinks, you've got purple, gold, bronze, cranberry. And Sydney Grace has a formula that is honestly one of the absolute best eyeshadow formulas I have ever used. They're everything that I want in an eyeshadow. The mattes blend out great. They're pigmented. You get like a really nice opacity. They don't require a ton of work. They almost blend themselves. And nothing sucks more when you sit down to do your makeup and the eyeshadows that you're using require a ton of effort. I don't have the time for that anymore, first of all. And second of all, doing makeup is self-care for me. So why would I put up with it being stressful, you know? So yeah, those are just some of the shades swatched. These 3 on the top are mattes. These are some shimmers. They're legit. So yeah, I'm a huge, huge fan of Sydney Grace. Okay. And now at the top, my all-time favorite fall palette. It's what I have on my eyes today. I love it. You can get some really great looks. I filmed a 3 looks 1 palette video for this that I never posted. It was like towards the end of the pregnancy and I was just so tired. I should probably post it. Natasha Denona bronze. I don't even feel like I need to say anything about this. I didn't watch a ton of reviews. I've heard that some people find it boring. Come on. This is not boring. Well, I guess it is if you don't like a warm toned bronze color story. Is it the most innovative color story? No, but that doesn't mean that you can't get multiple looks. I mean, seriously, you can get at least 10 looks out of here. And that's just what I'm coming up with off the top of my head. These mattes, dude, this one here, this like yellow toned matte, it is so good. I love it. I'm wearing this as my transition shade today. I've got this one deepening up the crease, this one in my outer V. What else do I have on my face? Oh, deep dive. This shade here is one of my absolute all-time favorite shades. I really want to use this just all over my lid. It's that deep, sultry brown. It's also, that formula is totally different. It's kind of like a cream to powder formula, but it's really impactful and beautiful. And then I've got this shade Palladium. Oh my God. All over my lid. The Natasha Denona, her shimmers are so good. Her mattes are incredible. Honestly, I used to feel like, who's going to spend this much money? Who's going to do that? I am. Now, okay, her newer bananas, are you serious? Ugh. Sorry, my cat just jumped up and like started eating a crumb that was here. Gross. We need to wipe our table down. There's this really pretty duochrome. I don't know if you can tell, but it's like a gold red duochrome right there. See, gold, red. So good. I will say maybe there's not enough difference between the shimmer shades. I could see that, but I'm fine with that. I'm fine with these subtle differences. As I was saying before, I used to say that Natasha Denona was way too expensive. I don't think it is. I think the quality that you're getting for the price you're paying is wonderful. I also really appreciate that she came out with these smaller pans and therefore smaller palettes that are more affordable. They're not the $129 or the $250 or whatever. These are $65. You're getting the same great quality as her big palettes, and I want all of them. I'm not really into collecting makeup. Like some people have to get all the ColourPop palettes or all the AVH palettes or all the whatever. I've never been that way. But I may become that way with Natasha Denona. I just love her formula, man. The one thing that I will say about the Natasha Denona palette is I do get fallout with these shimmers. It's not excessive. It's nothing that doing my eyes first doesn't cure. Like it's really not a big deal. But if that bothers you, A, do your eyes first. or B, just maybe skip this one. But, or, you know, you can always use like a glitter glue. Then you're not going to get fallout. If I wasn't so lazy and would just look for my glitter glue, I wouldn't have fallout either. But if fallout bothers you, maybe skip it. But I hope that you realize it's not a big deal. Okay, so now I do have one honorary mention, and this is, I didn't include it in the palettes because it's a quad, and that just, I don't know. It would have been like so low on the list, but it's really, really good. It is the Makeup Geek. Well, crap. It doesn't say what it's called, but it's this Makeup Geek quad. I'll make sure to list down below what everything is that I'm talking about. I just need to look up what this is called. I could have sworn that it was written on the back somewhere, but it's not. But this, you know, you can't, can you get a ton of looks out of this? No, but the formula is outstanding. Every single time that I've used this, I've loved it. It's a great travel palette. You can get a complete look out of it. This shimmer grandstand, it's so good. So these are wonderful. You can get them at Target. I think they're $14.99. Totally worth every single penny. I love Makeup Geek. I really do. I think Marlena does an amazing job. She knows exactly what she's doing. She loves makeup. It shines through in her product. Yes, please. This like lives in my makeup bag. Okay, so that is where I am going to leave it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I would love to hear what fall palettes you guys are using, what's inspiring you this season. And I will absolutely be seeing you again real soon. Thanks. Bye.